I apologize for saying that I introduced my 17-year-old princess to codeine and alcohol, says Laide Bakari.
So guys, it's my birthday in 2 days. But you know, since morning I've not been able to concentrate because of the accusation. So guys, it's my birthday in 2 days. But you know, since morning I've not been able to concentrate because of the accusation of me introducing Similoluwa to alcohol at a teenage year. She's still a minor, she's still a young girl, she doesn't take alcohol. I don't take alcohol either. For the clubbing, yes, the clubbing happened. Yes, the clubbing happened, and that was after party of our own birthday. And but no alcohol was involved. I didn't take alcohol, I didn't introduce her to alcohol. I didn't know I said it, but video was sent to me where I said it, but it was a slip of tongue. I didn't need to say that. Such never happened. I didn't introduce her to alcohol at all. I would never do that. The little girl felt bad as well. She doesn't like to be put out there as a teenage girl using alcohol at a young age. Using video to say sorry, Simi, sorry to her parents that feels like being wrong with that step. But honestly, that's why it takes time for me to grant interviews, because sometimes, you know, you just blah, 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 you just yarn nonsense. And that's one such nonsense that was slipped out of my mouth by saying that I introduced her to her first alcohol and club. The club, honestly, I didn't see that as anything too serious, because it was just clubbing, normal after party. And she just spent like few hours in the club. She left for the room while we adults stayed till late. But no alcohol was involved. Enjoy me have my birthday in peace, my birthday show. Because it's morning, my phone has been like, I can't even concentrate. So can I just concentrate? It's my birthday in few days. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin my makeup. I don't want to ruin my beautiful dress. But can you guys forgive me for the blunder?
So you have heard everything from Laide Bakari's mouth. Hello everyone, you're so much welcome. Now let's take a dip into this. Need we actually say more? Laide is always being dragged for the wrongest reasons, you know. She's always getting into trouble with how she presents her words, how she says them, and sometimes a very, should we say, kind of tricky way of expressing herself. I'm trying to pick my words here, because the purpose of this video is not to drag her, but to tell her the way it is. You decided to share your daughter's birthday, your beautiful, blessed daughter's birthday, brilliant daughter, because yes, a few weeks ago you shared how she did so well in her academics and all of that, which you are very, very happy and proud of. You are doing an excellent job bringing up your children. You're doing a fantastic job. Whoever has his own children in a house, don't feed one, don't run one loss school. Don't àrídùnnú àríyọ̀ fún ẹ. Tó bá rẹ́lòmíì náà tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọmọ, wàá kíkú iṣẹ́ ni. Because you know that is not easy. Especially someone like Laide Bakari, who is a single mother. It's a lot of work to juggle her motherhood life, to everything she's doing very well. However, there still seem to be some dots that don't connect when it comes to what she says on social media and how she presents it and how people end up giving her gbasgbos for such instances. But let's quickly go to a comment section where she shared this particular video. A commenter said, "Sis me, at this point it's already looking like you're enjoying the clout about your child." Another commenter said, "When you talk too much, you end up spewing rubbish. Everything for the glam. Imagine a mother spitting gibberish about her daughter cause she likes to talk. Another person said, Shakira or Remy, you serve foolishness with Michelin star confidence. Wow. Were you tipsy on nonsense or high on cheap clout? Every sunrise, new rubbish drop like morning devotion. Tell Jeje before we open GoFundMe for your sense, I beg. Anyways, happy birthday in advance. Oh my God, this Ajia Beam, he's not joking. Look at how she gave it to her, as in like, you serve foolishness with Michelin star confidence. Were you tipsy on nonsense or high on cheap clouds? Every sunrise, new rubbish. Drop like morning devotion. Tell Jeje before we open GoFundMe for your sense. This person is savage. Let's check another comment. Another person said, fake life, ló fẹ́ pa yín, most ló gbà lágídí, òyìnbó ìsọnù. Another person said, you all don't want any explanation. She's your child and you know what is good for her. Taking her to the club under your watch is very okay, and her taking alcohol in your presence in order for her to see you is good. Okay? Another commenter said, you said what you said. It wasn't a slip of tongue. You talk too much. Another said, she doesn't act her age either. I think you have overindulged her into doing overly adult things at a very young age. She's 17, or am I wrong? Well, it is your life, not anyone's. Just an opinion. Below exclamation mark. Another person said, no decorum. Only kantokonton. Kantokonton means, how do we put that in English? Somebody who is restless. Yes, that's the word. Somebody who is very, very hyperactive. Yes. Restless, hyperactive. In Yoruba, we say abebelu bembe. So, yeah. So let's pause the comments there. You can go to our page with this video, search for this particular video and look at the comment sections. There are a lot of people who give her buzzwords to be like, what are you doing? Okay, now our own analysis is, like I said earlier, Laide has proven that, despite being a single mother, you can bring your children up, which she's doing. Maybe financially, ex-husbands are taking care of the children, we do not know. But the children are in her custody, and honestly, she's doing a good job, like I said. And may God continue to empower you, give you the strength to keep being a fantastic mother to your beautiful children. Mind you, she has 3 children. One, that's the Simisola, as you can see, who celebrated her 17th birthday, that caused Yonkonyori. And she also has 2 younger, handsome boys that are also doing very well. So with 3 children, Isheni. Okwatiyawo in a nuclear family setting are struggling to raise children. So when you find somebody doing the double duty, kudos. Now back to what is causing the botoboto. Laide has always found herself on the wrong side of saying something and coming back to say she didn't mean what she said. And if you check Laide very well, the only way I can describe her in one single word is hyperactivity. That's just the word. Any other word could mean demeaning her or stigmatizing her, which is not the essence of this video, because who are we to do so? But hyperactivity is one thing Laide is known for. With her expression, she gets overly excited when she's talking, and her body gestures, she can't even stay still, And she likes drama. Laide likes drama. Chasing clouds, maybe yes, maybe no, we don't know about that. She just constantly gets into trouble. And if you are putting profiles of non-actresses that are doing very well and have political affiliation in Nigeria at the moment, Laide it is. Apart from Eniola Badmus, the next person that comes to mind is Laide Bakare. And we're excited that women, yes, because some men have done that in the past. I think Femi Adebayo for your state, and one other person, okay, Bakasi for his state or something. Yeah, but for Laide Bakare and Eniola, we are really happy that, politically they are relevant. And the more relevant you are politically, anywhere around the world, the more careful you should be. Because it's not just a walk in the park. And you have to be very extremely careful and cautious of how you present yourself in public. And most of the time when Lady gets into yawa like this, it's not because somebody snitched on her, it's her talking, videoing, expressing herself. And she'll always come back to apologize. I think she deserves a good PR team, because the thing that causes katakata is an interview she did with one guy called Leo Gaga. You can check him up on YouTube or other platforms. And she was saying how, she wanted her child to experience life. And she feels that she exposing her child herself will build a kind of confidence around the child. Now, looking at Simi, she's a child. So we are not going to talk about her. She's a child. She's a child. Honestly, at 17, she's still a child. Forget the big frame that she has. In fact, some weeks ago, I think, was it a graduation or something? She was being dragged that she looks, you know how people draw comments about people's children, which we would never do here. We've never done and will never do. You know, she didn't create herself. A child could be on the bigger side. You know, you didn't choose how you're going to look. Nobody did the choosing. So a child of 17 might look bigger. It's not an offense. It's not a crime. And we should be careful about the way we poke other people's children, because our Maya is saying they don't have the same kind of mental muscles that a lot of millennials like her mom have. And at the same time, even when Lady was her age, there wasn't social media at that time. So whatever bullying she was experiencing, if there was any, is not something that everybody online can just use their thumb to press phone and be. No. And we don't want our children slipping into the prepper. Lady, I think you should get an active PR. Maybe you contact Layole Oyatogun, who is doing extremely well with our clients, especially celebrities as well. So that before you go for an interview, you can be pruned. Because all this shalai is not necessary. Even the dramatic way you did it, and that's what pisses people off. It pisses people off. You know, you're one actress that God has done well for. And if there's one thing we are particular about on this platform, is that we love celebrating women. We love celebrating women, especially their achievements, their businesses, and how they are holding strong. You know, so Lady, please don't bring your child into public whatever. After this apology, you're supposed to put down every video about that thing and clean it off. It's good. It's not a bad thing to take your child to club by yourself, you know. But when you say that you introduce your 17-year-old to alcohol, which you said, and which you now came out to say, oh yes, they sent you the clip, you saw that you said it is a blunder and everything. Come on, don't do that to yourself for your child. People can call you names. Go more act. She's not this. But God has done you well. To be a mother to this beautiful princess and to your two other sons, if it's motherhood that you passed the test, you've done so well. Forget marriage. Yes, at least you said it. You had 2 husbands and everything. Are you open 2025 Lawai? But you're doing a fantastic job as a mom. So don't let anybody water you down. But you have to be cautious yourself, because whatever you bring on social media, people are so going to talk about it. And some people are highly insensitive. They don't care. They will drag your picking. They will say things. They will hurt you, you know. And as you said in the video, you don't like to come out to do interviews because you don't always have a sleep. So work on that aspect, baby girl. Just work on it. You'll be fine. But as a parent, you owe your child protection. You do. Please. Don't let us do a one-on-one to our children or bring them to a spot where they now have to be buzz. No, we don't need that. We are doing heavy duty of parenting. So all this little one-on-one of ours as adults, we shouldn't let it affect our children. You know. And lastly, she's also a senior special advisor to Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke on entertainment or something like that. And God has done you well, lady. God has done you well. And you're doing your best as well. You've not done that role before, you're doing it. And your master, your principal, the governor is saying, I think you've done like 3-4 floors since he came into office, and he's overlooking it. So don't overstretch it. If you're my sister, I will tell you the same thing. Because not everybody is happy with that position that you are. So they want to use, in fact, the things you didn't do, they want to use it against you. We know how toxic the political terrain is. Then you now doing things that people will be dragging your name on social media, which is an indirect aspersion to your role as a senior special advisor to the governor of Osun State. Baby girl, come on. Get a good PR. Work on your weak points and fly. That's it. That's it. We are for women supporting women, but we don't support rubbish. And when we have heard, we'll talk about it in a way that, we hope we meet you well. So work on that and keep living your life, enjoying yourself. It's not easy. We know all this excitement you even show on social media. It might not be the same when the camera is off. You're in your 40s. You know how it is. Looking back and looking forward. But you being strong, coming out to do your things, that we like to see your program and everything, is beautiful. So don't let all these small things, babu, heavy work, don't we wish you all the best, and your daughter, happy birthday to her. And we hope that after this, you protect her and keep her away from the public eye as much as you can to avoid this kind of dragging. And it's good that you came out to apologize, though you did it in a dramatic way. It could have been better. And that's why I said there's a space for a PR for you, lady, because I'm sure you can afford it. You don't need all this. You are in a business of perception. So you always need to work on getting it right. Thank you so much for watching. Please drop your comment. And please, no dragging of our Pekin here. It's not allowed. Let's be kind to each other. You will.